Between 1935 and 1938, a killer stalked Cleveland. He was precise, surgical, and left his victims without identity. The crime wave began in the forgotten industrial ravine known as Kingsbury Run. The victims were homeless, transient, and mostly unidentified. The first major discovery came when two headless, expertly mutilated bodies were found. But it wasn't the dismemberment that horrified the city. It was the execution. The killer, quickly dubbed the Mad Butcher, was performing acts of violence that were clinical, surgical, and deeply personal. The butcher's signature was sickeningly consistent. The victims, at least 12 official ones, were always decapitated. The head was almost never recovered, but the cuts were the anomaly. The victims were chemically drained of blood and dismembered with such precision that it suggested anatomical knowledge, possibly from a butcher or surgeon. The killer didn't stop there. Forensic analysis determined the bodies were often found days, sometimes weeks, after the murder. The butcher was meticulously cleaning and positioning the victims before disposal. The case soon landed on the desk of Safety Director Elliot Ness, the famed leader of the Untouchables. Ness threw every resource at the investigation, raiding transient camps and interrogating hundreds, but the butcher remained invisible. In August 1938, the butcher made his final, most aggressive move. The victim, known as the Lady of the Lake, was found cut in half, positioned in the middle of a major Cleveland thoroughfare, clearly intended as a taunt to Elliot Ness. The public was terrified. Ness's political standing crumbled. Unable to find the killer, Ness ultimately resorted to a desperate measure. He ordered the destruction of the entire Kingsbury Run shanty town by burning it to the ground, hoping to destroy the butcher's lair and drive him out of the city. The murders stopped immediately after the shantytown raid. Officially, the case remains unsolved. However, Ness himself had a prime suspect, Dr. Francis E. Sweeney, a talented surgeon suffering from severe alcoholism and psychiatric issues who had treated soldiers during World War I. Sweeney, a relative of a prominent politician, was untouchable. He failed every polygraph test but was never charged. He spent the rest of his life communicating with Ness, tormenting him with handwritten postcards. The butcher of Kingsbury Run was never brought to justice, leaving his 12 victims to remain headless and their killer to remain free.